It is early season high school hockey, non-conference and non-class. It is an inter-class matchup out of Section 5A. The Princeton Tigers already one game under their belt against the Section 7AA Anoka Tornadoes. From the Anoka Area Ice Arena, along with Tim, I'm Jim Erickson. Tim Anderson is here, Jim Erickson, our entire staff here from QCTV, and this is the opener here for the Anoka Tornadoes, and for them, always a fun, anticipatory game when it comes to that season opener here on their home rink, Tim.
And they have to enjoy it, Jim, because they don't get very many of them this year. Only 8 home games on the schedule this year for the Anoka Tornadoes. In fact, Ted Michulis talked with you earlier today, and he said, we're not here for the entire month of December. So this notion that they have to really take advantage of these 2 first home games is really important for them. And it's just a big year in general for this Anoka Tornadoes team. Coach Michulis is in year 3. He's, again, an awesome dude. We talk about him all the time here on QCTV, and he really likes this team. It's a lot of seniors, thinks that they have a really competitive squad this year, and we'll have to see how that plays itself out.
Yeah, the Tornadoes lost their top 5 scorers last year. Meanwhile, Princeton coming back with their top 2 scorers, 6 of their top 8. As we mentioned before, the Princeton Tigers have a game under their belt. They opened their season on Saturday, went to Waconia, and lost an exciting overtime game. They were outshot 57-22 and lost in that game by a score of 3-2. And I've been talking to some people who've been around for a while, and they can't remember the last time, if ever, Anoka has played Princeton. They've been in different conferences. They've been in different classes, different sections, although Princeton was a AA school there for a while. But it's believed that either these teams haven't played in a long, long, long time, or they've never played in high school hockey. Let's step aside here, sit back, and enjoy tonight's national anthem as we get ready for tonight's Anoka Princeton high school hockey game here on QCTV. And your national anthem here from the Anoka Area Ice Arena. It's Princeton and Anoka here tonight. The Tigers a year ago, 11-13-2, finished just under 500 overall and 6-5-1, above 500 in the Mississippi 8 Conference, falling to Little Falls in the Section 5A quarterfinals, 7-2. Last year for Anoka, 4-22-0. Did not win a game in the conference last year. That's something they hope to turn around this year. They lost to Cambridge Isani in the 7AA first-round play-in game by a score of 3-1. The Tigers will start this line here. That top line, Isaac Nelson is that number 1 line center. Braden Sepala is a wing on that line. Connor Stokey is also a top line wing. Their starting D is Dominic Patnode and Cullen Drews. And Cole Roth Both of their goaltenders returning from last year for Princeton gets the start for the Tigers tonight. Anoka going to their top line. Hunter Brunner, Teddy Machulis, Landon Lafferty starting D, Cam Mortensen and Logan Pender. And their goaltender is Colin Rosenau. He is a captain and a senior. Last year played in 15 games. Of course, also last year they had Lauren Lafferty, who's now playing with the girls team this year and has some good numbers. So Anoka's on the ice here. They're right to left in the white uniforms. Princeton, the Tigers in the black uniforms. 7-2 was the final in the JV game earlier here tonight in favor of Anoka. Princeton's Isaac Nelson, their center, 7 points last year, had one of the 2 goals against Waconia on Saturday. As the Tigers push it up and out, Stokey down the left wing side, cross wing pass over to Nelson, just out of his reach into the corner. Action here in the Tigers zone, carrying it up and high was Seppala, blocked and cleared the other way by Anoka. We'll get a quick whistle and an icing here, 38 seconds in from Anoka, and we have no score.
Good start, though, for the Tornadoes to get out there and get a nice early advantage, get some speed, put some pressure out on that defense of Princeton. Also like to see them back in those Flaming A jerseys. That's kind of a different look, going back to the
yes. Almost the throwback logo. Bouncing puck off of the faceoff. Tornadoes find it. Here's the breakout. Up to second line winger Brady Roof, sophomore. Mentioned the Tornadoes last year. Their top scorers, Trevor Lang and Caden Sokup, both had 14 points. They graduated. And they had to replace. They got some scoring they need to replace here this season. As they work it back in their zone, Charlie Jensen, a junior, had 3 goals last year. Seeing Anoka on the ice here for the first time this season, although they cough it up. Here's a chance out of the left wing, and a centering pass backhand there by Senny. And Rosenau has to make the save. Rosenau last year 3-10-0, 4.79 goals against, and an .888 save percentage. Pretty much split time right down the middle with Lauren Lafferty. Lauren Lafferty played 14 games last year here for the Tornadoes.
Yeah, Ted Machulis felt really confident that they could go with Rosenau for basically the bulk of the season, and so he's definitely going to be getting more than the half the season starts this year. They're going to look to ride him a ton.
Junior Cohen Keene is the backup goaltender here tonight, as the Tornadoes are able to clear. Minute and a half into the first period, no score. Big check into the near side corner. That frees the puck up. Tornadoes find it there. Carson or Nedlin, third line out there now here for Anoka. They keep the heat on. Shot from the far side, got blocked. Picked off here by Princeton. Isaac Emmerich will shovel it down. It'll be icing here on the Princeton Tigers.
Some things you can early kind of see for the Tornadoes is the passing not super crisp. And they've had a couple of near turnovers. One that they did turn over in their own zone. That time, the inability to keep the puck in the zone, allowing Princeton to get the puck sent down for an icing. Want to see them get a little bit cleaner in the early going.
Brunner on the draw against Isaac Nelson. The 2 top lines matching it up here with Anoka at home getting the last change. And the Tornadoes end up with the puck as they work it back along. Brunner, team captain, swung around to the point, held in Springer. Back to that far side half wall, Machulis, and that's steered in on the goaltender for the Princeton Tigers. Get a chance to talk about Cole Roth at 54 saves against Waconia. As we mentioned, Waconia outshot him 57-22 on Saturday. Last year, Roth played in 21 games, so he was their number 1 goaltender, 8-9-2, 351 goals against, 894 save percentage. And getting the start, he'll probably be their main guy. In a loose puck, he reached for it. Roth tried to cover it, and a Tornado got the stick on it in the blue paint. Pulled free, no shot on net. But a good forecheck here by Anoka as the Tornadoes continue to apply the heat here in the first period.
Yeah, really good work from this first line from the Tornadoes. Machulis was the one on the doorstep there that had the chance to put that one in. Just missed it off the tape.
Team captain Dominic Patnode, 19 points, 6 goals last year. Intercepted Mortensen back down the near side wing. And that ends up coming up to the near side. Here come the Tigers with Braden Seppala, a shot that deflects up and out of play. Lane Olson for the Tigers, number 25, who is coming out onto the ice. He's a guy to watch, one of the team captains. Last year, 35 goals in 25 games, 26 games last year played by Princeton. He had 35 goals, put up big numbers. He's out on the ice right now as a winger on this second line here for the Tigers.
Yeah, got to be aware of him every time he hits the ice. Certainly that's something the Anoka defensemen are going to have to be mindful of when he steps out.
Had the 49 points on the season. 14 assists to go with those 35 goals. Now the Tigers forechecking to hold it in. The aforementioned Lane Olson, senior, dumped into the corner. Picked up by Anoka. Logan Pender coming back the other way. And then it's intercepted, and Lane Olson will go rink wide here. Near side down the wall. Senny, 5 goals last year. Senny in the corner looking to center. He had Brody Cook out in front. Tornadoes get it off the glass. Will send it down, get whistled down here for icing with 13-17 left in the first period. It's no score. Happy Thanksgiving to everybody. It's Thanksgiving week. Tuesday. I did my grocery shopping today.
Oh, yeah. You
Wasn't
got it all
too
taken care
crazy.
of?
Wasn't
yeah,
too
turkey
crazy.
was
Got it all
good.
taken care of. And actually, I'm not doing turkey. I'm actually
Turducken? Are you going?
No, I'm smoking a brisket.
Oh, I'm coming over.
All right.
When are you sending the invite? I was waiting on that. The smoked brisket.
Unfortunately, I forgot the password to my email.
No, that sounds.
So that's the Evite password.
That's
out in front. There is Olson, and he gets it on net. And Rosenau makes a save, holds on, face-off in the Tornado zone.
Was just about ready to compliment how well the defense for Anoka has been checking as soon as the Princeton Tigers put some pressure down in their zone. But that time they allowed Olson to get the clean look in front of Rosenau, and that time the save was made.
Isaac Nelson and Levi Senny had the 2 goals against Waconia at Waconia in that overtime season-opening loss for Princeton. Shot was blocked. Chance for the Tornadoes coming down with Fulstrom, and a shot that whistles high, bangs off the glass, back out to the point. Held in by Mortensen, and a shot in the glove. Held onto by the senior netminder, Cole Roth, face-off in the Princeton zone.
This is all you want, though, from that second and third line of Anoka is come in and put shots on net, though. Challenge Cole Roth to make some saves. And right there you saw that. Fulstrom, he zinged it over the top of the net, but put some heat on it. And then you had another good look from Mortensen that was gloved out of the air. Putting pressure on the goaltender is going to be key for the Tornadoes.
Hunter Brunner coming back here, one of the leading scorers coming back with 3 goals, 4 assists, 7 points. Up to the high slot shot, saved by Roth. That one snuck all the way through from Ben Chosis. Chosis now has it again back in his zone. His feet ahead, a little bit too far for Mitchula, senior captain, had a goal and assist last year. Brunner comes back in his own zone, but has it stolen away, and a shot just kicked out of there. Shot by Stokey, and Rosenau able to kick it out, but it stays in the zone here for Princeton. This has been a very even game here so far as we get a lead pass in for Brunner, and good back check by Princeton.
Yeah, excellent job by Princeton. That's already about the 3rd turnover in their own zone by the Tornadoes. Hasn't led to anything great yet against them for Princeton, but you don't want to be playing with fire like that too much, especially with a team with some scorers like the Princeton Tigers have.
Cullen Drews was the one with a good back check coming back to help support his goaltender. And Princeton's setting here in their own zone. It is Drews. Spanks it up ahead. Josh Reither kicked around here at the Princeton line. And it came in offside. Linesman whistling it down with 11:47 left to go here in the first.
They're done feeling each other out. Now we're ready to get physical. You're starting to see the checking pick up for both sides. And both teams can skate. I think early on, that's the kind of the note is you're seeing some speed from both sides.
Clean face-off win. Nice job by Jensen. Pulls it back. Reither, big sophomore. Josh Reither, good size as a sophomore. Princeton's Levi Senny swung around, not yet out, as Reither pinched down to hold it in. Puck still in the Princeton zone. Now picked up by the Tigers. Through center with some speed. Nelson kind of came in 1-on-3, and Oak able to grab it, flip it up ahead off the glove of Ganucci. Too far for him, and cleared out by the Tigers back through neutral. Brody Koch. Koch last year had 29 points, 13 goals for Princeton. Out of the Mississippi 8, Monticello has been the perennial top team in that conference here the last several years. Always a contender in Section 5. Bounding his way in across, as we mentioned, Olson, their top scorer from last year. He got into the slot, then got upended. You go to the hard areas of the ice, Tim, and a lot of times you're going to get knocked on your can, and that's exactly what happened
there. Especially when you're
there.
a threat to score like that,
Yeah.
Jim. I mean, when you are that guy that scores 30 goals for a team, they're going to keep an eye on you, and when you hit the slot, they're going to make you pay for it.
Anoka resetting, intercepted. Good hands there by Olsen. He took that saucer pass out of midair, knocked it down on the attack, but the Tornadoes had defense back. Olsen still continuing to try and keep it alive. And Princeton will reset here at their line. Left to right, Drew's lost the handle, still pushes it ahead. Emmerich in deep, in below the goal line. Centering pass at the side of the net comes free, poked away by Rosenau. And then back to the Tigers in the corner. Isaac Emmerich up to the point. Miller has it picked off, flipped by Mitsulis the other way and pulled the other way. Now Drager. Drager, no look centering pass off of a Tiger stick. Intercepted Bradelich. And it'll be Anoka resettling here. Again, nothing on the board yet. We passed the 7-minute mark of the first period. With Brunner coming across, loads up a wrist shot, and it's in the glove of Roth.
Again,
and he holds on.
Putting shots on net's the right idea there. Jim Brunner comes in with a nice full head of steam. I really thought Princeton had a chance on that last one because they caught Anoka in the middle of a line change, and they were able to get the numbers when they came in on sides, but weren't able to get the good shot. They had that centering pass in front of Rosenau, but nothing that was really concrete in front of the goaltender.
Isaac Nelson centering their top line, just a sophomore, but it was the Tornadoes that got the draw and got a shot in on Roth again, makes another save. Anoka's had the lion's share of the chances here, but now as we say that, Tigers come back on the attack. Seppala swung back around past Nelson, coming to the point. Nelson tried to throw it towards the Anoka net, knocked down by the Tornadoes, still into the zone, now picked off here Lafferty. Lafferty looking up ice, front of the benches. Tried to dipsy-do, dance around Stokey, nothing doing there. Stokey gets it back and hands it right off to Patnode, stripped away, 3-on-2 at the line for Anoka, centering for Lafferty, over to the right side, and the shot goes high. Jensen. Karam off the glass to center.
Spacing wasn't great there for the Tornadoes. They got in 3-on-2, but they were too bunched. Needed to spread it out a little bit so you could get those defensemen away from the goaltender.
Ganucci in front of his bench. Cross ice, Brady Roof bouncing around in the slot. Tigers trying to knock it down. They are able to gain control. Flipped out to neutral by Cook, and then it's picked back up by the Tornadoes. Ryther comes across. Backhand here for the defenseman. Princeton forcing him wide. No chance for a centering pass. Back below the goal line, Jensen. Behind the net, Nedlin. Near point, Ryther, a shot deflected off a skate wide of the net. Then centering out front, point blank chance for Jensen, and Roth with a big save.
Trying for the greasy goal. Good job by the Tornadoes, just continuing to put pressure on the net. Big hit there.
Oh, big check by Senny. Senny drives Springer into the short bench there, right in front of the Anoka bench. Biggest hit of the night here so far. Under 8 minutes left to go. He passed the midway mark of the first period. Tornadoes, Fulstrom carries it up. Shot into the corner. Up the wall, held in. Both teams really being physical. Princeton playing a very physical game here. As the Tigers pick it up, Nelson flings it through neutral. It's touched and slowed down, and Ryther, the sophomore defenseman, seeing a lot of time, but he fanned on the clearing shot. It's picked off, skating in Emmerich. But then he, in turn, lost it. And the Tornadoes end up with it.
Again, about the third or fourth time that's happened already, Jim, and Princeton hasn't made him pay yet.
Emmerich got it back and got in low. And Rosenau got a piece of that. Rebound back, Fulstrom. Backhand heave. Bouncing through neutral. Good job clearing because that avoided the icing. Bradelich back, but couldn't clear. Noka throws it wide of the net. And Princeton will reset here. Luca Miller. Tapped up Pitty. Pitty gives it to Emmerich, who rings it around. He's off on the line change here for the Princeton Tigers in the black. 3-time state tournament appearances, 3-time state tournament participant. 2002, 2003 under longtime head coach Todd Frederick. And then under Jeff Hansen in 2016. And then Coach Frederick came back. And that's when current coach Andy Fondrick took over 3 years ago. Both of our coaches here tonight, Ted Mitsulis and Andy Fondrick, in their third season. Here's a steal coming in was Stokey, fanned on a rebound to the backside. Sprawling was Rosenau to slam the door. And the rebound, Tornadoes. Lafferty dances down the wing. He comes free, shoots it through his legs, and he scores! Lafferty with the through-the-leg move. And he beats Roth on the glove side, far side post. It's 1-0. That's when we're going to have to see the replay.
That was incredible right there by Lafferty, because that thing looked like it was stuck between his skates, and he had to try to fish it out of there to get the shot on net. But again, this is what we talk about, just getting chances. Look at how he fought that one through and then kind of deflected it.
He did that on purpose. That's a move.
That was so cool to watch.
He did that on purpose.
Oh, he did. He flicked it behind. You're right. And it really was interesting, too, because Princeton had their best look of the game on the other end, and once they got shot at, that deflection from Rosenau got them moving. He didn't freeze the puck. He got it moving and turning it the other direction. Was able to get the Tornadoes the goal.
The purpose the player does that is to put the puck in a different position. St. Cloud almost scored a goal on that similar play at Colorado Springs. I was there to see it, and they had a guy in tight on the goalie, but he was just standing there. To do that while you were in stride down the left wing, that was really something.
It's not anybody can do that. That takes some skill, and that was really a heck of a play by Lafferty.
So Lafferty, the goal obviously his first of the season, makes it 1-0 in favor of the Anoka Tornadoes. Princeton going right back to work now, down 1-0 in the game. Sepala had it, comes back to the line. Seti walks across here for Princeton. A little backdoor, then a backhand shot on net by Cook. And Rosenau holds on, 1-0 Anoka.
And if you're Princeton, you don't want to change what you're doing. You're being physical. Like, you have really upped the voltage on the physicality here in the latter stages of this first period. And you're starting to get more time in the Anoka zone and starting to get more shots. So I wouldn't change much. That was a great look right there. Great save by Rosenau. He's made a couple of good ones here in the last few minutes.
Princeton applying some pressure here, trying to tilt the ice a little bit after falling behind 3-0. Their centerman here is Ulrich, pushes it into the corner. Two players from each team in there battling. Puck does come free. Holding it at the point momentarily was Pitty. And then the Tigers come back. Ulrich picks it up. Push the other way out of the reach of Ryther. Ryther racing with Emmerich into the corner. Ryther gets to it first, number 18 here for the Tornadoes. Tapped ahead, too far for Nedlin. Not yet out. Ryther now will try to the near side. Touch pass, Drager, and he was in a position to split the D and may have had a break going the other way with Fulstrom. But pass didn't quite connect. Front of the Princeton net, intercepted the Tigers. Pitty up ahead to center. On that far wing side, coming across the line, Emmerich intercepted by Anoka. Tornadoes back, and all the way from outside the blue line, the Fulstrom shot. Pad save made by Roth.
Just a chance to dump in to get the line changed, trying to see if you can pin it in, which is what they were able to do successfully with the Tornadoes.
Nearing 4 minutes left in the first period. 1-0 Anoka. Landon Lafferty, first of the season for both he and the Tornadoes. Good forecheck here. Brunner with the interception, centering past defense and tipped away, but not yet out of the zone. Comes right back out in front to Brunner. And back into the near corner.
That was a good shift. Good shift by the Tornadoes in that first line. Really did a great job on the forecheck. Got the aggressive play into the zone now of Princeton. Gave Rosenau just maybe a second to catch his breath after he was under fire there for a couple of minutes.
Yeah, like I said, Princeton with a couple of good pushes after they fell behind 1-0. Now Princeton forced to ice the puck. And the faceoff coming up here in the near wing side in the Princeton zone. Brunner against Nelson. Puck tangled up. Pulled back to the point. Shot from a wide angle, and it is covered by Roth.
He's trying to stuff one through Roth that time, but he was able to cover up, make the save, and he's more apt to freeze the puck. You see Rosenau's trying to keep the puck moving and trying to get it out of the zone, but Roth is more content to take these faceoffs, I think.
Both teams with senior goaltenders. Tigers try to push it out. Good job there by Padno, trying to get it. Plays it to himself not once but twice. He glides down the far wing, centering out in front, and Rosenau with a big save. He just stopped Sepala.
How did he make that save? That was a beautiful play. I actually thought that pass was too late, but no, they got a great shot.
Sepala again with a shot. Stick save this time by Rosenau. Rebound Nelson. Up to Patno. Tries to make a move down the wall. Mitchulis would have none of that. And he intercepts and pushes it the other way. He's on the tail end of his shift. You can tell a little bit out of gas, but still able to force that puck deep. And that allows the line change to occur, and it's cleared back up the other way here by Princeton. Tigers tap it in. Anoka breaking out. Brady Roof 2-on-2 at the Princeton line. Roof makes a move to the backhand, gets a shot on net, saved by Roth, and then a wraparound attempt off the rebound, almost connected.
Almost squirted right through the goaltender Roth, and now
a
there's no
chance
numbers.
the other way. Olsen a shot and a stick save. Olsen gets it back, sneaks it out in front, whacking at it Cook. And Anoka able to push it back. Good end-to-end action here in the last few minutes of this first period.
Yeah, good poke job there by the defense, getting it away from the goaltender Rosenau as Olsen was coming in, and they were trying to get that follow-up. That one gets shot out of play for a face-off. I think we buried the lead on that last conversation you had about the goalie. You were in Colorado Springs and you stayed and you came back?
Yeah, I did.
You came back from Colorado Springs?
I kind of had to. I had responsibilities here. I had commitments.
Yeah,
I
suppose you're right. You have to smoke a brisket.
Including this, yes.
Yeah.
I've committed to a brisket.
Yep.
And once you've committed to a brisket, you don't rescind that commitment.
There's no going back.
There's no
going back. You're right about that.
Puck picked up here by Princeton. Lane Olsen. Shot near wing. Tipped by Rosenau. Rebound back. 1-on-2 the other way here for Anoka. Drager comes in, waiting for some help, and he does in the middle for Folstrom. Back to Drager off a stick, off a glove. Puck up into the air, still loose. Up to the line, out, and then Anoka touches it. That's going to be offside. That'll bring the face-off outside of the zone with 1:48 left to go in the period.
You're right that both teams, I think, have done a great job of getting back and forth, some really good back-and-forth action. You wonder if it's size versus speed right now a bit, although I think Anoka's bigger than they were in past years. They seem like they've got more size. As you mentioned Ryther on the defense. They just seem a little bigger and a little faster than before.
Yeah, the aforementioned Ryther up to Folstrom, senior centerman. Puck slides wide of the Princeton net. Into the corner, up the wall. Nice crowd on hand here tonight for the season opener for Anoka. Princeton playing road games, their first two games. They'll host Thief River Falls this Friday in a Black Friday special at the Princeton Arena.
I would say there's doorbusters, but I don't want to lie to you and have it be
right.
cheap.
Back up left wing, Patnode coming in. Ryther was right there. Josh Ryther, the sophomore defenseman. We have called his name a lot tonight. Michulis now has with a minute left to go in the period. Michulis gets it onto the stick of Brunner. He directs it high into the corner.
This first line for Anoka has been really successful in this first period.
Brunner gloves, drops, shovels it to Michulis. Couldn't settle it down. Intercepted by Princeton's Patnode. Up to the center circle. Settling it down there for the Tigers is Olsen. Cleared by the Tornadoes. Neutral zone, Cook. Cook absorbs a hit by Mortensen, cleared down on ice here by Anoka on the goaltender, so no icing. 20 seconds left in the period. Race for the puck. Good effort. Mortensen holds his zone, then off a skate. Picked up Senny. Stripped of the puck and then dumped back in by Anoka. Just 10 seconds left in the period. Up off the glass and out right onto the stick of Senny. One last chance, 5 seconds left, and a shot from outside the circle. Saved by Rosenau at the center, and there is the buzzer, the horn, ending our first period. A highlight goal by Landon Lafferty, our highlight in the first period.
Yeah, It was a really fun first period, back and forth action. Both teams playing with a lot of energy. Maybe not the cleanest passing first period, but you can expect that from early in the season. The Lafferty goal was you're absolutely right, a highlight reel special right there. Gave the Tornadoes what they needed, a one-goal lead after one.
Tornadoes 1 and the Tigers nothing. It's high school hockey here on QCTV Sports.
My name's Krista Gordhammer. This is the Artery Studio, where you can come take stained glass classes start to finish, or even pick up projects that are cut for you and you can finish here. I also have mosaic classes and a friend who's teaching glass fusing classes.
You might have heard of the Artery Studio before when it was in Ramsey, but owner Krista decided to move locations to Anoka because she grew up in the area.
I used to be an art teacher, and during COVID it just stopped being fun. And I was telling my parents about how unhappy I was with my dream job not working out to be so fantastic. My dad told me I should come to this old office building where he used to have a space, and I should open up my own studio to teach classes there, so that's where the Artery was born. I get to do whatever I want every single day. I can't wait to get here every day and just get working on glass. The next thing we are doing is wrapping all of our pieces with copper foil tape, and most of us have opaque dark glass. So today I have a group making their own sun catchers. They got to design their projects, choose all their glass, cut the glass, grind the glass, and right now they're foiling, and in a few minutes we'll be soldering.
From beginner or experienced, the Artery Studio is a great spot to be.
Yeah, I try to make the process as easy as possible, which is kind of why most weeknights I'll have it cut out ahead of time, because cutting is really the hardest part. You'll end up breaking a lot of glass and getting frustrated and just throw your hands up and say, this is not for me. But I think today I had a little bit of practice glass cutting for people. They really got their feet wet with it and took off with it.
And every artist has a favorite piece they've made.
It's the rainbow quilt block in the corner. Yeah. I love color theory, so I have it all organized in the color wheel around a set of bevels that cast more color into the room.
So make sure you check out the Artery Studio in Anoka and make a memorable piece of art to brighten your day.
just off of Pierce Street in Anoka, is one of the largest humanitarian efforts in the state. And above all else that will be shared in this video today, Anoka Community Mission acts as a solution to some of the largest problems that the country faces today. And thus the purpose of the video is to encourage others to be a part of the solution by visiting anokacommunitymission.org and learning how you can donate or volunteer. I met up with Executive Director Jason Berry to get an exclusive look inside their incredible facility, learn about their volunteer work and opportunities, and to get a glimpse of what it takes to run a mission like this.
We call 440 Pierce Street the Miracle on Pierce Street, and our vision is, if the Lord allows us to, we are going to end up becoming Minnesota Community Missions, and Anoka would be one of our sites.
What has started as a child care ministry with Little Blessings of Anoka in 2013 has now grown into a multifaceted nonprofit with 9 ministries that serve a variety of the most crucial needs in the community.
If you think the mission is the umbrella, and then there are different programs that report to that umbrella. There are social needs programs that are distributing emergency items, but then we have a number of fundraising programs. We collect aluminum cans, we collect rejected international currency, we collect children's books. So they all have their names so that we can track all those. They have their own accounts. And we designed it that way so if any one of those programs grew to such an extent that it needed to become its own nonprofit, it could spin off and become its own nonprofit. And then as you've seen in the building, if the donor wants the funds to go to a particular program, Jason, I want you to use these dollars to buy toilet paper for families. Okay, well, the funds will go into general fund and get transferred over to Martha's Cupboard, and I'll go buy toilet paper with the Martha's Cupboard debit card. And that's another reason why we're structured the way that we are. It enables us to very easily honor donor intent.
Of course, the work at the mission cannot be done without its dedicated volunteers, whose experiences and skill sets are vast to meet each ministry needs, including Jason's 13-year-old daughter, Rachel, who has been volunteering at the mission with her father since she was 7, who has now become a leader at the mission and an inspiring example for other volunteers to give to their full potential. Volunteers at the mission are present throughout the week on Monday, Wednesdays, and Fridays, and on Saturdays is the mission's donation drop-off day for anyone in the community who wish to donate large quantities of food and clothing items to the mission. The mission does encourage donors to refer to their needed items page on their website to see what items are in high demand at the mission. Sundays is for emergency distribution at the mission from 2 to 5 p.m., offering families and individuals groceries, clothing, and anything else they can offer. And it is through these incredible efforts that allow the mission to both meet each ministry's goals and to stretch its reach even further with additional programming for community needs.
The plan is that we'll continue to do our emergency distribution on Sundays from 2 to 5, but then on Monday evening we're going to do a community dinner. And we'll be able to feed people here in the core, and then the classrooms that are on the perimeter will be used for small group rooms and children's ministry as well. Now the plan is, after we get Solomon's Wardrobe done, then I'm going to have a gymnasium, and I'm going to reestablish the backboard for basketball. I'm going to have a nice epoxy floor and a half court at least. That area will also be available for inflatables, so that we can incorporate that into our children's programming.
Alongside everything that drives the mission forward, including both volunteer hours and generous donations, it is Jason's conscientious handling of every cent and item given to the mission to stretch the value of each donation as far as possible, or as Jason refers to it, as God's economy.
And because we operate so lean, we can really stretch those dollars and make a big impact. Because when you think about, on average, 100 families get served on a weekend. We can provide all of the essential food and clothing and hygiene needs. I mean, $1,000 a year for a family? I mean, that's God's economy. That's like that is the miracle on Pierce Street, the loaves and fishes in the 21st century. And I think that's a really cool story to tell. And of course, it doesn't happen in a vacuum. It happens because grocery stores give, and nonprofits give, and individual donors give, and people donate their time to be driving around in their vehicle, to be picking up stuff. We've been told that there really isn't anything like us. So we want to try and do this well. We want to, we do have other nonprofits that are benchmarking and looking at what we're doing, and we want to try to help them avoid the landmines that organizationally that we've stepped on over the years, and we certainly want to be a blessing But I hope that what's happening here could expand even beyond our scope, and that it could be reproduced well, and that as many people can be helped as possible.
Through one period, getting ready for period two here at the Anoka Area Ice Arena. Anoka 1, Princeton nothing. A very competitive, close first period. Take a look at the stats here in a moment, but let's take a look back at some of the highlights from that first period, Tim.
Yeah, it was a fun first period. You're right. Both teams were back and forth. A lot of energy early on. You could see both teams skating hard in front of the net. Anoka's defense was really impressive. I really thought a lot of those guys, Pender, Mortensen, Ryther, played really, really well. And then this was the big goal, obviously. The opportunity for Landon Lafferty to snake one through past the goaltender. And they get the one-goal advantage right there.
It kind of fluttered in. I don't know if it hit something. The shot by Lafferty, he took the shot, and then it looked like it kind of fluttered a little bit, like it had hit something, and waving his glove at it was Roth, and just could not flag it down. Lafferty getting his first of the season. Time of that goal at 11 minutes. Cam Mortensen got the only assist on that. First goal of the year for Anoka. Shots on goal in that first period, 20-15 in favor of Anoka. The faceoffs were 9-8 in favor of Anoka. Stats courtesy of superfan Jeff Nelson. And neither team called for a penalty in that first period. So it was a nice, cleanly played first period. No special teams here for the first period. We now move into the second. And, of course, now that I say that, we'll probably have a special teams filled second period, right?
Yeah, look what you did. Yeah, exactly. You know, the one thing to think about, though, is Coach Michulis talked a lot about how the seniors on this team were going to be the key, when really it was really those sophomores in the first period.
Yeah.
Lafferty, a sophomore. Ryther, a sophomore. Mortensen's a junior. But they had a lot of those underclassmen step up and make some plays for them, and that's going to be a good sign for Anoka this season. They're going to need those young bucks, those sophomores, those juniors to grow up quickly, especially with all those road games in the month of December. It's a good start for them tonight.
Meanwhile, for Princeton, their head coach Andy Fondrick in that first period played a good physical game, and they were not without chances either in that first period. Got some looks in, and goaltender Rosenau made some nice saves.
Yeah, he had to as well. There were a couple really good ones on the doorstep. In fact, the goal from Lafferty really all started after a great shot from Princeton that was saved and kicked away by Rosenau, which took the momentum the other way. Good crowd here tonight, as you see.
Yeah, I think when I drove up here, and not only is the parking lot for the ice arena full, the parking lot for Castle Field was full, and there are people parked all around the building here. So very nice crowd here, seeing Anoka and Princeton. Not a very long drive for Princeton, just down 169 and over. You can take the back roads down if you want. Take 47.
I had to have people towed out of my spot just so that I could get in there. I don't know if you had to do the same thing, but I just was like, hey, I'm going to need that car removed.
I drive a tow truck.
So you did? That was perfect for you then.
Exactly. So it comes very handy wherever you go.
Well, nobody's going to get in your way.
I always get a parking spot.
And you make a couple extra bucks in the winter usually.
Yeah,
you just leave the house a little earlier, grab a
slap
couple.
a snowplow on there, too.
Yeah,
so here we go, a second period. Princeton in the black and Anoka in their white home uniforms here with the flaming A. And it's going to be cleared here by Anoka all the way down. Icing here on the Tornadoes just 6 seconds into period two.
And you talked about Smith a ton in the first period and having him get opportunities. I thought the Tornadoes did a nice job of bottling him up a bit. Didn't give him those chances to kind of skate freely and get those chances on net. That was a good job by Anoka.
Stokey's line is out there here for Princeton. Tornadoes, though, get it. Puck poked free by Stokey, but it's broken out by the Tornadoes. Michulis and their top line on the attack, and a shot to score! Teddy Michulis with a laser from the top of the near circle, just inside the upper left corner. 2-0 Anoka.
That is such a hard save for a goalie, but it's such a hard shot. Very few of those end up in that position, but it went right over the shoulder of the goalkeeper, Roth. This was really cool to see. Hit off that top bar and fell in behind the net. Big goal there for Teddy Michulis.
He was almost at the board, so a really wide angle from not only outside the circle, but almost to the wall. And it's 2-0. Time of the goal at 19 seconds. Teddy Machula's second goal of the season here for Anoka, his first of the season. He had a goal and an assist on last year's campaign. And it's 2-0.
Tornadoes had such a hard time scoring goals last year, so to get 2 of them, doesn't matter who you are, when you're playing, you can get some goals early. That's a big confidence booster.
Princeton from behind their net now finding themselves here down 2-0. Trying to clear, but they're bottled up by Anoka. Dumped in. Ben Chosis, sophomore. He and Ryther are the 2 sophomores in their 6 defensemen. And then it's Olsen who dumps it back. Quick shot, blocked, back near corner. Princeton, they got to think they don't want to fall behind 3-0. They need to be the team to score next year. And they need to apply some pressure. Cook comes across, met at the blue line off a skate. Grabbed by Senny. Senny comes in. He takes a whack at it, but it was offside. So they'll bring it all the way down. They'll say intentional offside. And that'll bring it all the way back deep here into the Princeton zone.
And goals like that are I'm always interested to watch the next 3-4 minutes after a goal like that gets scored, because clearly what it's done is it's fired up this Tornadoes team, because they're skating fast and hard right now, putting a lot of pressure on that Princeton defense. And it feels like Princeton's a step slower than they were in the first period after that goal.
Drager took the draw that time on that left wing face-off circle. Pulled out of the zone right in front of us here at the Anoka Area Ice Arena. It's Emmerich down the near wing wall. Met a couple of Tornadoes there. Emmerich is still in the vicinity. Tornadoes break out behind the intended recipient as they try to hit Drager, and the Tigers dump it in. Tornadoes chase. Caden Springer helped around. Nelson. Here's his shot all the way through. A lot of bodies there in front of the goaltender Rosenau. And he was able to find it. That one snuck through somehow, and he covers up to force the face-off.
That's what they were trying to do. Just get some people in front of Rosenau. Try to block his eyes, change his eye level, see if you can scoot one through. But again, Rosenau really technically sound. I give him a lot of credit early on. He's seen a lot of shots, but he's been up to the task.
Played in 15 games last year. Anoka has the puck, and they'll streak out the other way. Lafferty showing his speed. Then the puck got away from him. And Roth steers it into the corner. Sent right back up the middle. Anoka clearing it on themselves, and the goaltender will stop there, Rosenau, and he'll hand it off to Josh Ryther, who's just a sophomore. But you can see in the first period, as a sophomore, a good puck-moving defenseman. Princeton trying to center it out in front. Camped with Stokey, intercepted Anoka, but held in here by the Tigers. Big check near side by Miller. Flipped ahead. It's Lafferty again. He's down the middle. He goes down. Penalty coming up. And Lafferty showing that speed. Again, he had that creativity the way he scored that earlier goal. And here he just showed sheer speed going down the slot to create a chance, and a penalty coming up here on the Princeton Tigers. And we'll see a power play and a special teams situation here for the first time tonight.
There are guys who are deceptively fast, but then there are guys with straight line speed, and that's exactly what that was from Lafferty. He just grabbed that puck out of the air and separated from the defenseman of Princeton. Nothing they could do but take him down.
Stokey for tripping. 2-minute minor here. Anoka on their first power play of the game. Tornadoes last year power play 14.3%. Princeton last year in the penalty kill 79.1. And this will go all the way down. Cleared by the Tigers. Tornadoes back to get it. Cam Mortensen looking up ice. Streaks to neutral through the center circle. Top of the left circle. He sends it high up over the glove of Roth off the glass. And held in as Anoka sets up in the power play. To the point. Shot backside. Oh, great idea. And it just missed with Mortensen camped down at that post. Back up to the point, Lafferty for Mortensen. Back in for Brunner. Key penalty kill here for Princeton early in the second period, down 2-0. And a minute now left to go in the power play. Stick goes flying. Tigers grab the puck. Patnode comes across onto the stick of Cook into the middle. And it's a penalty coming up here on Anoka.
Yeah, we're going to go 4-on-4 here for 55 seconds as that in that little scrum. Tornadoes commit a penalty there. That's Fulstrom.
Interference. Yep. They're going to call Fulstrom for interference.
And all he saw was a stick go flying from our vantage point, which tells you that.
A lot of times you see that and it's a slash.
Yeah, I was first thinking that maybe that's what we were going to see there. But yeah, Fulstrom called for interference. And now, this is interesting now because there's going to be a lot of open ice for 55 seconds.
Lane Olson in to take the draw. He's the first to it. Pulls it back here to Drews. Drews, wrist shot, save. Pushed away there by Rosenau. Rebound right back, Nelson. Nelson, Olson. Up but not out. Held in by this good top line. These top skill players for Princeton. 30 seconds left of the 4-on-4. There's Olson. Grabs it. Shot down low. Kicked out of there by Rosenau. Off the rebound. Picked up by the Tornadoes and cleared down.
Yeah, Olson looking for more opportunities. That time he got one from that side angle, looking for more shots.
A lot of open ice here, 4-on-4. Here's Olson again, forced wide to the dot, down low, and a shot from the lower half of the circle. Saved by Rosenau, then some pushing and shoving after the whistle. 9 seconds left of the 4-on-4. And then we'll have a minute 5 power play for Princeton. Will be their first of the game.
And open ice for Olson is exactly what the doctor ordered. That time you see him skating freely in the zone of Anoka and getting a shot.
And they're going to send Lane Olson right back out onto the ice.
Yeah, you want to keep him on there in these special teams opportunities.
And it comes right to him in the slot, shot just wide. Talk about knowing where to go. The puck came right to him in the slot, but just wide for Lane Olson. Cleared back. Princeton's at full strength. They have a power play now. They'll have to start deep in their own zone. Pitty trying to get it started. Now it is Patnode. Patnode with a C on his jersey. Feeds it up to Olson. Olson dumps it in. Long shift for him, but he's going to stay out there. Guy who had 35 goals last season. They're on the power play. Princeton's power play last year, 17.2%. 0 for 2 against Waconia. They sneak in and a shot, and it's gloved.
Wow, I don't know how we saw that.
Patnode was floating in and trying to use a screen and ends up in the glove of Rosenau.
Yeah, Rosenau was completely screened out on that, and somehow he just kind of stuck his glove out and it went in there. Kind of reminded you of the Sandlot there, a little Scotty Smalls action. Because this is a great looking look. This is about as good a look as he got on this power play.
Cook, gloved, Olson, wrist shot. That may have tipped the knob of the stick of the goaltender Rosenau. End up going up off the wall and then cleared down. And the Tigers have 20 seconds left in their power play, and they'll have to start from behind their net. Patnode tapped up to Olson. He's been out there here for this entire power play. Olson stops just across, saucered over right side, shot up high out of play. From that point, it was Cook. And off of Rosenau and into the protective netting. Now 7 seconds left of the face-off in the Anoka zone here on the power play for Princeton.
That's an abbreviated penalty kill, but a good penalty kill for the Tornadoes as they've only allowed that one shot that was gloved out by Rosenau. They've had some looks, but not clean looks. This has been a good penalty kill so far.
Nelson against Brunner. Check that was Urich that went in on the draw. And Anoka finds it. They'll clear it. That'll do it for the power play. So both teams with a shortened power play chance. And both teams 0 for on the power play and the man advantage here with 11:08 left to go, second period. Puck kicked around in the Anoka zone, picked up Princeton. Emmerich 2-on-2 at the line, gets it back, goes down through, tried to split the defense. Taken out by Ryther. Another stick goes flying. Ryther with a breakout pass, stick-to-stick Machulis. Up ahead to Lafferty, the 2 goal scorers. He goes down, that'll be a penalty.
Well, that's twice now when they've given Lafferty an opportunity where he's just outskated the defenseman for the Tigers, and they've had no choice but to pull him down. That time that was number 12. That's Cade Pitty.
I think they're going to get him for a high stick here.
Yeah, they do get him for the high stick.
Got the stick up a little bit high, and that high stick was effective in knocking him down. Unfortunately, they called it a penalty, and you'll see it here. Good breakout here. Machulis up to Lafferty, and then right there, stick got up a little high, so a 2-minute minor called against Cade Pitty, and Anoka right back on the power play. What did I say? Didn't I jinx it?
So much for a clean second period.
Look what you did. First period, no penalties. This one's going to be up in the rafters and out of play, played by Princeton. Face-off will be and remain in the Princeton zone. So, yeah, we're 6.5 in. This is our third power play for the teams
and it's
here
a little
already.
Choppier, too, in this second period. Neither team's really skating in the open spaces. We don't have that end-to-end play that we had in period number 1. Both teams trying to tighten it up a little bit.
Charlie Jensen goes down to try to win the draw. Backhanded Drews, but not out. Held in nicely by Pender. Minute 35 left here. Anoka leading 2-0 on their second power play of the period. Shot from the point all the way through. Roth to save. Ends up on the near wing side. Up to the point, Thorson. Jensen, Thorson. Wrist shot. Deflected. Getting a stick on it. Roof back after it on the rebound. Thought about walking out in front. Denied by Patnode. Up to the point, Thorson. Reversal. Pender a shot. Pender ends up getting it back. Holds it in right at the line. Sends one in. Redirected. Saved by Roth and a scramble for the rebound. Nice job by Jensen. Charlie Jensen got a really nice tip. He got a lot of stick on it.
Yeah.
But directed it in on Roth, who holds on for the faceoff in the Princeton zone with 1:04 left in the power play.
Yeah, good job by Roth just to keep his composure there and stay in front, because that was a really nice redirect in front. Good chance for the Tornadoes at trying to get one of them greasy goals that we like to talk about when you're on the power play. Getting a rebound chance. But up to the task was Roth.
50-50 puck off of the draw. Who's going to come up with it? Lafferty does. Centers it. Intercepted Princeton, but not out. Holding in at the point. Playing the point is Fulstrom, the center. He wrists one in. Another redirection out front. Big save by Ross. And another rebound. Lafferty was right there after Michulis tried to tip it in. And Cole Roth coming up big. You know what they say? Your best penalty killer is your goaltender, and right now that's the case for Cole Roth.
Yeah, this has been a good power play for the Tornadoes. They've cycled the puck nicely. They've had a lot of good opportunities in front. Right there, 2 point-blank rebound chances that Roth does a nice job of just getting low and keeping the pads low and not allowing anything to get through.
Still 43 seconds left in the power play. Michulis, a spin-around shot from the slot, ends up wide. Referee gets in the way there in the corner, up to the point. And Anoka can hold it in. Carter tipped it neutral again. Princeton trying to get to it with that stick as Patnode. But it comes free to Fulstrom. Settling it down here shy of their line. Getting in the way there, Bradelich. Penalty killer here for the Tigers. Nelson coming in, just forechecking deep into the defensive zone for Princeton. Slowing up Anoka just a little bit. Lafferty now. Cross the line, puts on the brakes. Into the corner, picked up Patnode, flipped down. That's going to do it for the penalty. Out of the box is Pitty. And the Princeton penalty kill here tonight, 2 for 2. And they have the puck. Patnode comes in. Shot tried to go through a screen, partially blocked, getting the way of it. Fulstrom. Rebound behind the net along the end wall, centering. And right onto the stick of Lane Olson. But ready for it again, Rosenau. That was a nice play from below the goal line, but Rosenau ready, reading the puck and following the puck, tracking it very well.
Those are the candy-coated opportunities for Lane Olson that he usually makes good on, but Rosenau has been really, really good at anticipating shots, knowing when they're coming and expecting them and being ready.
Cook wins the faceoff for Princeton. They send it to the far corner. First one to it, Thorson. Up to center, 2-on-1 here for Anoka if they get going. Roof, left wing side, save. Juicy rebound came right up the slot. But a Princeton player had tied up Jensen. Good back check there by Pitty. Tied him up. If not, he had more than half of the net to work with on that rebound for Anoka. Tornadoes hold it in. Chosis tipped it neutral. In deep, and because the Tigers, Cook touched it, no icing. Anoka gets back, almost coughed it up in front of their net. 7:50 left, second period. 2-0 Anoka.
A lot of good chances for the Tornadoes here in the last few minutes. It just feels like they're getting the cleaner shots.
We're going to get a penalty. Referee's arm is up. I don't know if he called. There was a physical hit back behind the Anoka net. And the referee at center ice saw it and raised his arm, and it's going to be on a Princeton Tiger. It's going to be a 2-minute roughing minor.
And Senny doesn't quite agree. He's asking the referee, like, "Hey, what did I do here exactly? We're playing physically. I'm checking, and I don't love
Princeton
the call."
fans aren't happy too. They're off to our left.
So
the only thing that I could see is that the hit might have gotten a little bit high. It was along the end wall back behind the Anoka net. That might have been what the referee saw. So here we go, another power play.
Third power play already. Yeah, you're right. And last power play was good for the Tornadoes. They had a lot of quality shots.
They got close. Princeton playing with fire a little bit here. Like we said, down 2-0. They can't afford to get down 3-0. Here comes the speedy Anoka Tornadoes left side. Mortensen, good puck moving defenseman, showed some speed on the entry. And it was off of Roth behind the net and cleared off the glass and down.
I really like Mortensen, the way he skates from that defenseman position. He really knows how to get the offense started on these power plays.
Minute 25 left in the power play. Lafferty forced wide, had it on his stick, lost it, and then slapped right back the other way. Cleared by Princeton. Minute 13 remaining in the Anoka power play. Third one they've had this period. So
Mortensen
that's
was
one
trying
of the
to
reasons.
get a change too there, and he had to go back.
He had to go back. It's one of the reasons why it's been kind of choppy here, all the special teams play. You got the penalty killers in the power play. You don't get your regular shifts as your 1, 2, and 3 lines. We'll see what Anoka does here through neutral. Folsom shifts his way through. Lost it. There to recover it. Flip it out of the zone. Cook. And then Cook finds Stokey. Stokey comes in 1-on-2 shorthanded. Taken out by Pender. Stokey still working after it. Came out in front of the Anoka net. Ooh. Tornadoes bank it back the other way.
I was going to say, Pender's slow to get up, and he's hurting a little bit here. So I wonder if he's going to be all right. We'll keep an eye on him. He's skating with it now.
Pender's got it out to neutral. Logan Pender Jr. He'll take and man the near side point. Cross ice pass. Thorson ends up down the wall to the corner. 15 seconds left. Power play for Anoka. Tornadoes get it. They fling it out. It was off of the glove at the point by Lafferty. Ends up going to be whistled down as it was off the glove and then played by Anoka. That's a hand pass. 9 seconds left of the power play, and that hand pass coming back, and the faceoff will be in the Anoka zone.
Yeah, good penalty kill here from Princeton. They have been the aggressor, and Pender is definitely shaken up as he hit the bench there. I wonder if he fell right on that shoulder when they were colliding in there in the corner. And he just definitely doesn't seem right on that bench for Anoka. And that'd be a loss for them. He's a really key part of that defenseman line for them, that first line.
Aiden Soley, his line, seeing some time out here. He centered that draw. Anoka ends up with it. Meanwhile, out of the box is Senny, and it's another penalty kill here for Princeton. They're 3 for 3 on the PK. One of those was a shorten with a crossover. As Nelson crosses over the blue line, brings it down the near wing. Drop pass tipped away by Anoka. Puck goes corner to corner. And waiting for it, Evan Dreger bumped off the puck. Senny, he gets knocked down. That's going to be a penalty here on Anoka.
That's Aiden Soley, who basically just blew up Senny in the corner as Senny got back on the ice.
See if they call boarding here.
That's what I was thinking they might call. That was an immediate whistle, and that was a pretty vicious collision there in the side. And I think Soley knows that he probably caught him at the wrong moment.
Checking from behind. Oh, they're
Boarding.
giving him a 5-minute major.
That's a boarding penalty, too.
He said 5, didn't he say 5? He sure did.
I think he did say 5.
Yeah.
So this is a huge opportunity for Princeton. I'm just glad everybody got out of that okay, because those are the dangerous ones.
Yes. Yeah, the checking from behind, the boarding, the charging. So here's a golden opportunity. 5-minute major here for Princeton. Score as many as you can. They're down 2-0. Get right back into this. To the right side, stick handling is Olsen. He scores. Their leading scorer from last year. And Logan Olsen gets him on the board quickly here. Just a minute, just 3 seconds into the major power play, and it's 2-1.
Not a lot of you're right. The clock coincides with the game clock with the power play. So.
That's 14 seconds, and I was looking at the
14,
wrong clock.
But it's going to be a long.
In.
This is a long time here for Ted Machulis' team, and they're going to have to be careful because they could really lose a lot of the momentum that they had worked really hard to gain over that penalty.
He went just below the bar, may have hit the back bar, and it came out. But you can see how Logan Olsen scored 35 goals last year. As he gets that one there, his first goal of the season. And it's a 2-1 game, and again, the power play continues.
Yeah, Olsen has been a force here. Lane Olsen has been fantastic, and they're going to give him more chances if they can.
Yeah, just keep feeding him on that right wing. He's got a big-time shot. He's got the puck back. Rink wide for Stokey. And did Princeton... Oh, he got it. Just a whistle, no penalty or anything, because one of the Tigers lost their helmet, Dominic Patno. And anytime a helmet comes off, that's an automatic stoppage.
So that gives everybody a chance to change out, get a fresh change in here, give Olsen a chance to maybe take a short break. But I expect the shifts to be very, very tight for Princeton over the next 4:15. I think Olsen will be back on the ice in 25 seconds.
Senny ready to take the draw up against Brunner. And Anoka wins it. They'll slide it down. That's what you got to do when you're killing a major, just, one shift at a time. You can't look at the clock and go, oh, my goodness, how are we going to kill this next 4 minutes? One shift, one face-off at a time, and Anoka did that right there. They got it. They cleared it. And now the Tigers come down the near wing wall. Third-line winger Bradelich playing here on the power play, but lost it to Brunner. Brunner feet ahead, Drager short-handed, overskated the puck. Senny ends up with it. Rink wide over to Pitty. Pitty, drop pass, Emmerich in the middle. Senny with a shot, rebound, and it bounces to the near side, ends up back up to the point. Senny, far side, calling for it. One-time shot, Emmerich, save made by Rosenau.
And sure enough, here's Olsen back on after he got a chance to sit on that shift. But that was a good one there for Princeton. They got the looks that they wanted. And again, you're right. If you're Anoka, this is just about dumping the puck out of the zone. Not being caught off guard. Right there they almost did by trying to skate deep into the Princeton zone.
Face-off tapped away. Short-handed up and out here for Anoka. Drager and Princeton getting back with two defenders on him. Got some help from their goaltender Roth. And it'll be Olsen who will have it in his own zone. Long rink wide, just out of the reach of Stokey. But then Nelson ends up with it. Into the middle, back to the far side point. Olsen, Stokey, bumped, back to Olsen, spins to the dot, centering pass. Nobody there for Princeton, intercepted Tornadoes, and Drager will backhand it down. There's a 10-second difference between the game clock and the penalty clock. 10 seconds differential. There's 10 more seconds on the game clock. Still 2:43 remaining in this major power play. And the 5-minute major penalty for boarding that was called on the Tornadoes solely.
Very critical time here. They're going to try to set for Olsen, who sits up right now at the point. We'll see if they get it to him right here.
Bringing it to the middle. Cook, shot left side, down on the pad, and then sitting down and bringing the pads together, knocking down that shot and saving it is the goaltender Rosenau. It was Stokey who took that shot.
They might be putting another Tornado in the bin
I think
here.
they are. Yeah, here comes Ryther. Trying to clean house with a cross check out in front of the net.
Yeah, you got to be smarter than that in that moment. You got to know the game situation. You're already in a penalty kill. You're trying to nurse this 1-point lead, and now for the rest of the period, you got to play 5-on-3. You got to know where you are in this situation. You can see Ryther, he gets tangled up, and I don't know if that's quite a cross check, really, when I look at it. Definitely a collision. It was definitely physical with Isaac Nelson.
Yeah, the stick was parallel, but I don't know if there was any.
I didn't see the push.
Any forceful push.
But just the appearance of it was enough. You got to be mindful.
Shot by Olsen, rebound back, and that was blocked. Good look by Stokey. Shot from the right side, then the left side. Then it's back to Olsen to the slot shot. Scores!
Wow, he is an animal. Boy, can he put some heat on it.
Another laser wrist shot by Logan Olsen. His second goal on this power play, his second of the game, second of the season, and we're tied at 2 all of a sudden.
That, I mean, when he gets open ice, he is so dangerous. And you've seen it here in the last couple of minutes. 2 goals firing those rocket wrist shots. That Rosenau has done a great job in this game, and he has no chance on those. But they get one back on the ice. At least that kills one of the penalties off.
14:45 time of that goal. Now 2-2. We got to sort out the clock here. And again, the major penalty, that remains up there. Still 2 minutes and 4 seconds left on that on the Soley penalty. The cross-check penalty goes off the board, so Ryther comes out of the box. And they're sorting that out right now with the scoreboard operator right below us here at the Anoka Area Ice Arena.
And Ted Machulis is no doubt just trying to count seconds right now and get to the locker room. And waiting on the referees to kind of sort this out a little bit.
So technically now Princeton on the power play 2 for 3 because both of their penalties, both of their goals came on the power play. And in a major power play, you add a power play chance for every goal you score. So they're 2 of 3. And really their penalty kill set it up because they kept it 2-0. Their penalty kill gave them this opportunity to tie it up. And now they've got it back. Olsen playing catch back and forth with Pat Note. Olsen still 1:57 left in the major. And it's Olsen freewheeling through neutral. Comes in. Anoka player lost his stick, and then Olsen fanned on the pass. Gets bumped. Holds it into the zone. Centering attempt by Stokey. Up off the wall and back out for Anoka. Breakout pass intercepted. Olsen, he loses his stick. He's still going to go in and throw his body. He gets knocked down. Anoka able to clear. Minute 30 left in the major. Minute 40 left in the second period. And a very interesting second period here at Anoka.
Certainly not short on storylines for sure. I mean, you just thought Anoka had all the momentum in the world, and then that major showed up, and it has changed everything, the entire complexion of the period and the hockey game on one penalty.
Pat Note up to the line, and that is out. Puck spinning like a top. And actually good hustle there as Anoka got to it with Brady Roof. That'll force the Tigers a little bit deeper in their own zone. Coming back, Pat Note gains the line. Little change, a couple of new players out there for Princeton, so Anoka actually had more numbers in their defensive zone and able to grab it and clear it. Take again more precious seconds off of the power play here in a 2-2 game. 40 seconds left in the major. Pass out to neutral. Didn't hit the target. Now Senny does have it. Senny hits the target. Tape to tape. Bradelich comes across from the outer half of the right circle off a stick and wide of the Anoka net. 25 seconds left in the power play. Pitty forced wide. Backhand pass. Kicked around. Comes to the slot. And up and out by Anoka. And a chance the other way. Here comes Michulis. Michulis and a good back check. Cruz got just enough of a stick in there to keep Michulis from getting a shot off. Final 5 seconds of the major. And then 10 seconds after that, the penalty, the period will expire. So Soley out of the box. Final 5 seconds here of the period.
And I think Anoka will take it that more damage was not assessed to them at that point, but they had a 2-0 lead. That major made it 2-2. Lane Olsen starting to get clean looks, and that changed a lot of momentum here for the Tornadoes. We'll see how they regroup. I'm sure Coach Michulis will talk a little bit about, hey, we got to make sure we don't commit those penalties, and when we get chances, we got to put them away on the power play.
Yeah, no doubt. That was a very interesting second period. Up and down, roller coaster, seesaw, whatever analogy you want to use. Should be an outstanding third period coming up here from the Anoka Area Ice Arena. As we go to the third, we played 2 here, all tied at 2 on QCTV Sports.
Just off of Pierce Street in Anoka is one of the largest humanitarian efforts in the state, and above all else that will be shared in this video today, Anoka Community Mission acts as a solution to some of the largest problems that the country faces today. And thus the purpose of the video is to encourage others to be a part of the solution by visiting anokacommunitymission.org and learning how you can donate or volunteer. I met up with Executive Director Jason Berry to get an exclusive look inside their incredible facility, learn about their volunteer work and opportunities, and to get a glimpse of what it takes to run a mission like this.
We call 440 Pierce Street the Miracle on Pierce Street, and our vision is, if the Lord allows us to, we are going to end up becoming Minnesota Community Missions, and Anoka would be one of our sites.
What has started as a child care ministry with Little Blessings of Anoka in 2013 has now grown into a multifaceted nonprofit with 9 ministries that serve a variety of the most crucial needs in the community.
If you think the mission is the umbrella, and then there are different programs that report to that umbrella. There are social needs programs that are distributing emergency items, but then we have a number of fundraising programs. We collect aluminum cans, we collect rejected international currency, we collect children's books. So they all have their names so that we can track all those. They have their own accounts. And we designed it that way so if any one of those programs grew to such an extent that it needed to become its own nonprofit, it could spin off and become its own nonprofit. And then as you've seen in the building, if the donor wants the funds to go to a particular program, Jason, I want you to use these dollars to buy toilet paper for families. Okay, well, the funds will go into general fund and get transferred over to Martha's Cupboard, and I'll go buy toilet paper with the Martha's Cupboard debit card. And that's another reason why we're structured the way that we are. It enables us to very easily honor donor intent.
Of course, the work at the mission cannot be done without its dedicated volunteers, whose experiences and skill sets are vast to meet each ministry needs, including Jason's 13-year-old daughter, Rachel, who has been volunteering at the mission with her father since she was 7, who has now become a leader at the mission and an inspiring example for other volunteers to give to their full potential. Volunteers at the mission are present throughout the week on Monday, Wednesdays, and Fridays, and on Saturdays is the mission's donation drop-off day for anyone in the community who wish to donate large quantities of food and clothing items to the mission. The mission does encourage donors to refer to their needed items page on their website to see what items are in high demand at the mission. Sundays is for emergency distribution at the mission from 2 to 5 p.m., offering families and individuals groceries, clothing, and anything else they can offer. And it is through these incredible efforts that allow the mission to both meet each ministry's goals and to stretch its reach even further with additional programming for community needs.
The plan is that we'll continue to do our emergency distribution on Sundays from 2 to 5, but then on Monday evening we're going to do a community dinner. And we'll be able to feed people here in the core, and then the classrooms that are on the perimeter will be used for small group rooms and children's ministry as well. Now the plan is after we get Solomon's Wardrobe done, then I'm going to have a gymnasium, and I'm going to reestablish the backboard for basketball. I'm going to have a nice epoxy floor and a half court at least. That area will also be available for inflatables, so that we can incorporate that into our children's programming.
Alongside everything that drives the mission forward, including both volunteer hours and generous donations, it is Jason's conscientious handling of every cent and item given to the mission to stretch the value of each donation as far as possible, or as Jason refers to it, as God's economy.
And because we operate so lean, we can really stretch those dollars and make a big impact. Because when you think about, on average, 100 families get served on a weekend. We can provide all of the essential food and clothing and hygiene needs. I mean, $1,000 a year for a family? I mean, that's God's economy. That's like that is the miracle on Pierce Street, the loaves and fishes in the 21st century. And I think that's a really cool story to tell. And of course, it doesn't happen in a vacuum. It happens because grocery stores give, and nonprofits give, and individual donors give, and people donate their time to be driving around in their vehicle to be picking up stuff. We've been told that there really isn't anything like us, so we want to try and do this well. We want to, we do have other nonprofits that are benchmarking and looking at what we're doing, and we want to try to help them avoid the landmines that organizationally that we've stepped on over the years, and we certainly want to be a blessing, but I hope that what's happening here could expand even beyond our scope, and that it could be reproduced well, and that as many people can be helped as possible.
My name's Krista Gordhammer. This is the Artery Studio, where you can come take stained glass classes start to finish, or even pick up projects that are cut for you and you can finish here. I also have mosaic classes and a friend who's teaching glass fusing classes.
You might have heard of the Artery Studio before when it was in Ramsey, but owner Krista decided to move locations to Anoka because she grew up in the area.
I used to be an art teacher, and during COVID it just stopped being fun. And I was telling my parents about how unhappy I was with my dream job not working out to be so fantastic. My dad told me I should come to this old office building where he used to have a space, and I should open up my own studio to teach classes there, so that's where the Artery was born. I get to do whatever I want every single day. I can't wait to get here every day and just get working on glass. The next thing we are doing is wrapping all of our pieces with copper foil tape, and most of us have opaque dark glass. So today I have a group making their own sun catchers. They got to design their projects, choose all their glass, cut the glass, grind the glass, and right now they're foiling, and in a few minutes we'll be soldering.
From beginner or experienced, the Artery Studio is a great spot to be.
Yeah, I try to make the process as easy as possible, which is kind of why most weeknights I'll have it cut out ahead of time, because cutting is really the hardest part. You'll end up breaking a lot of glass and getting frustrated and just throw your hands up and say, this is not for me. But I think today I had a little bit of practice glass cutting for people. They really got their feet wet with it and took off with it.
And every artist has a favorite piece they've made.
It's the rainbow quilt block in the corner. I love color theory, so I have it all organized in the color wheel around a set of bevels that cast more color into the room.
So make sure you check out the Artery Studio in Anoka and make a memorable piece of art to brighten your day.
Two score, 2 periods in. Should be a raucous third period here from the Princeton Area Ice Arena. We had a wild and wacky second period. It was 1-0 in favor of Anoka after the first period, and then special teams took over in the second with power play chances.
Yeah, definitely the power play chances, but really Anoka looked like they were going to take all the momentum from themselves early, with Teddy Machulis getting this nice shot top shelf on Roth early in the second period. And for the most part, I thought Anoka played well in that second period. They had the 2-0 lead, but then this boarding penalty right here gave a 5-minute major power play to the Princeton Tigers, and that's all Lane Olson needs. You give him opportunities in open ice, and he's going to make you pay with unbelievable wrist shots like that one. He became a big factor in that one, getting a goal right there. Then in a 5-on-3 late in the period, he had another opportunity, and again, wide open ice. Makes the goaltender pay. We're tied at 2. And you're right. Now Anoka has to kind of regroup because we're back on even ground. They're not playing from the lead. So I wonder if we'll go back to that open ice style we saw in the first period, or if things are going to tighten up even further.
Well, it might be in a 2-2 game. You go into the third period, the teams play a little tighter to the vest and try not to make a mistake, waiting for the other team to make a mistake, and may not be as aggressive, or it could be another aggressive, wild back-and-forth third period. You know, last time I mentioned what should I say to jinx it this time going to the third period, because going to the second I said, boy, we had a real clean first period, no penalties, no special teams, and then obviously we ended up having a total of 7 power plays. Of course, 3 of them are credited within that major, with the 5-on-3 and the 5-on-4 during the major. Princeton 2 for 4 officially power play. Anoka 0 for 3. The Machulis goal was 19 seconds into the second period. Martinson got the assist on that. That made it 2-0. And then the 2 Olsen goals, both on the power play. 12:03 from Stokey and Patnode. And then at 14:45, 5-on-3. And Stokey got the assist there. Stokey now with 3 assists on the season. He had an assist against Waconia on Saturday. And Olsen now with a pair of goals. He had 35 last year, off to a good start, trying to get back to 35 this year, I'm sure.
And Coach Andy Fondrick didn't mess around on that power play. He kept Lane Olsen out there for a good chunk of that 5-minute major. I think he played almost, maybe 40 seconds of that is where he sat on the bench, but the rest of the time, probably a good 4 minutes, he was on the ice. And it's because he knows, like, we need to give opportunities on special teams for our guys who can score goals. And Olsen and all the guys that you mentioned that were involved in those assists were definitely the guys that they went back to.
So we'll start 5-on-5, 17 minutes on the clock. If you're just joining us here, third period. Princeton in the black, gray and the orange trim, and then Anoka in their home whites. And Brunner taking the draw, but it's won by Isaac Nelson, pulled back off the glass. Kind of a funny bounce off the glass, got knocked down, and it'll be cleared and sent the other way by Anoka. And we're going to get a penalty. It's going to be interference. Somebody got in the way. There was no puck in the vicinity.
Wonder if that's going to be on Princeton again, as
I think it
Lafferty was
is,
skating
yes.
through. And they have had, I will say, Lafferty's pretty good at drawing penalties. That'll be the third one that's drawn on Princeton tonight off of something Lafferty did. So that's proven to be a tough matchup for the Princeton Tigers. And now we'll see if the Tornadoes can cash in. 0-for-3 on the power play, as you mentioned.
Braden Seppel out of the box. 2-minute minor interference. And for Anoka, this is their 4th power play of the night. They have not had the benefit of a major power play, but a golden opportunity here early in the third period to break the 2-2 tie. They'll have to start deep in their own zone. Mortensen, little hesitation there by Lafferty at the line. Senny pulls it away and sends it down.
Senny, Stokey, those folks have played well on the penalty kill. Tornadoes had chances on their last few power plays, but they just couldn't get it past the goaltender, Roth.
And again, cleared down. Rosenau will have to stop it. And Anoka will be forced to go the full 200 feet. Fulstrom makes his way, zigzags, gains the zone. They're onside. His shot got blocked, and they score! It's Mitchulis, his second of the game, off of the block, and then he rattled it off the crossbar and the pipe, and in it looked like. 3-2 Anoka.
Top shelf where Grandma hides the cookies, goes over the shoulder once again, and Roth didn't see it coming. Off that deflection, it just went right to the tape of Mitchulis, and he was able to put it in for his second goal of the night in the same way he got the other goal, just going up top, getting it over that stick shoulder of the goaltender Roth.
You look at it right here. Fulstrom comes in. It got blocked, came right back to Mitchulis, and then he rattles it home. His second of the season, second of the night, and a shot in the goal. No, it didn't go in, or did it? No, it
waved
didn't.
Waved off.
They were looking behind the goaltender Roth, but Princeton must have got to it. Then here comes Olsen in, and he sends it up over the crossbar.
Wonder if the Tornadoes hesitated a minute thinking they had a goal that time, but it was waved off after that shot was taken by Ganucci.
And that allowed Princeton to come back. Here's a save by Roth. High wire action here to start the third period, opening 2 minutes. Mitchulis has already surpassed his goal total from last season. We're going to get a penalty here on Princeton, back behind the play in the Princeton zone. It's going to be a hooking here. So things got have gotten a little rattled here. Got a little ragged with all the penalties. And they're going to send Cade Pitty to the box with the hook.
That's his second penalty of the night. Clearly, they thought they had a goal for sure right there. As that one snuck right through the wickets.
We don't have the overhead camera like we do here at Champlin. So I'd be interesting to see. I don't know if we can see the camera there in that angle. We were blocked by the goaltender. But it's a power play again here for Anoka to the right side, and a shot up high.
Yeah, 1 for 4 now on the power play, as they were able to get one on in that last one, and immediately they go back on the power play again.
This is their 5th power play of the game. Princeton shorthanded. Patnode comes down, had to stay on the backhand because Anoka got back to cover. And it'll be the Tornadoes' Mortensen off the glove of Nelson, who then throws it in. So now 3-2 Anoka, 14:27 left third period, minute 18 remaining in the second Anoka power play already here this period. In on the right side. Quick shot, right angle. Save made by Roth. Rebound to the near side of the ice. Coming from underneath was Lafferty, and a shot blocked by Princeton. Behind the net here for the Tornadoes. Up the wall, it's Fulstrom. Joining the play late was Ryder coming off the change, and a shot in on Roth. And he makes the pad save, smothers, and covers with 53 seconds left in the power play.
And we'll take another look at that one near goal here in just a second. I was going to say, I would just recommend we just start suspending Dan from the ceiling, our roaming cameraman. But let's see if we can see that sneak through. It did just get through, but it must not have crossed the line. But it did get through the pads of Roth.
And you can see one of the Princeton players reaching there. Is that Seppala? Possibly a reach back. He could see the puck behind his goalie and help save the day before Anoka could get to it. Another shot in on Roth. He holds and saves. 48 seconds left in the Anoka power play. Jensen in on the draw here for Anoka. Puck tangled up. Tornadoes end up with possession. And it is Brady Roof. Tapped up to the blue line. Thorson. Roof again. Shovels it down for Ganucci. Squares up, back up against the wall. Thorson, cross here to Ryder. Cross ice, may have hit something. Ganucci ends back up with it. Thorson, Ryder, and that one off a Princeton player. And it'll go down. Just 13 seconds left in the power play. If Anoka can hurry here with Thorson going back. One more chance here on the power play. Pass at center, intercepted. Patno, it has it in turn stolen away by Ryder, who's been just about everywhere here tonight for Anoka. Young sophomore defenseman for Ganucci. Meanwhile, out of the box is Pitty. So the penalty has expired.
Very good penalty kill there by Princeton. Not a lot of good chances for the Tornadoes. They cycled it well there for a stretch. Oh, there's a shot.
A shot, and off the glove of Roth. It deflected. It was trickling, and it just went wide of the far side post. And Roth upset. He kind of fought that one off a little bit off his glove, but couldn't secure it. And then Princeton whistled down for an icing.
And Roth knows that, hey, okay, we've gotten away with a couple of these, but you cannot continue to let those squeak past you. As a goalie, you want to grab all of those because you want to try to avoid those rebound chances, and that was, again, inches away from sneaking past.
Nelson here against Drager, who comes in. Some of those wingers listed as wingers on the line chart have taken draws here tonight for Anoka. Picked up Nelson, 1-on-3. Didn't quite make it to the Anoka line. Tornadoes try and steer it back. Tigers back in their own zone. Miller
trying to get aggressive again on the forecheck of the Tornadoes.
Carter Nelson had it, lost it, and off that forecheck, Anoka able to pull the puck away, put up to the point. Morrison's has a couple assists here tonight. Shot all the way through, deflected, and up and out of play.
Yeah, this young group of defensemen for the Tornadoes are the ones that I've been really impressed with tonight. Obviously, they're going to talk about Machulis and the guys that they have up front, Lafferty. Those guys have played really well, but I really think Cam Mortenson's played a great game tonight. Ryder, as we've mentioned before, has played well tonight. And they've had to step up. Pender went out of the game with a shoulder injury in the second period. We have not seen him on the ice much since.
Yep, they've got the 2 sophomores, 3 juniors, and just 1 senior. Braden Thorson is the only senior among that defensive core. 5-minute mark of the third period. 5 minutes in, 3-2 Anoka. Anoka led 2-0, and then a tie. Here's a shot, a loose puck that came right to the slot, and Drager ends up sending it up high and out of play. I don't think that was tipped. I think that was right off his stick. Regardless, the face-off will be in the Princeton zone.
The momentum has been all on Anoka's side here in this third period. They have skated well, had a lot of opportunities. Princeton's had to kill off a ton of penalties, and it's had them on their heels here.
Runner to go up against Brady Cook here. Brady Cook, a good year last year, 29 points. He was the number 2 scorer last year behind Lane Olson, who had 49 points. Anoka holds it in at the point. Springer towards the net, into the corner. Back with it, Lafferty, off a leg. Picked off now, pushed the other way by Lane Olson. Tried to dance around the defenseman, and Thorson did a nice job staying home. Helping out for Princeton is Senny. Olson in the vicinity, trailing the play. Brunner now zips from behind his net. Will push it ahead. Onto the stick of Springer, up to center. Intercepted Tigers, up by Cook. Pass looking for Olson. That was just a little bit too long, and the Tornadoes turn it back the other way. Up to the line, dumped in. Anoka has to touch up here on the delayed offside, and they'll get to it. Lafferty throws it right back in deep in the Princeton zone.
It looks like they're trying to shadow Olsen whenever he has a chance to get near a puck. You're seeing the defenseman tighten up around him, not giving him a lot of room.
Ganucci has the puck. Things have really settled down here now. Teams just kind of going back and forth. Anoka with the lead here. They're just going to try and get pucks deep and make it hard on Princeton to get going the other way. Long feed for Olsen, settles it off the wall. Coming in, he's got defenders behind him. He's waiting for somebody to join the play, and he does. It's Pitty with a shot. Pad save kicked out of there by Rosenau. Then the rebound on the left side. Miller went wide off the glass. Coming back down, Luca Miller bumped at the half wall. Bouncing out to neutral. Roof for Jensen. Out of his reach, back into the corner here in the Princeton zone.
Another really long shift here for Olsen. He's been on the ice quite a while, and I know that's a plan.
Out in front, all alone, and needing to get a body on the Tornado was Stokey, and he did. Because Jensen was camped, and the puck came to him right in front of the Princeton netminder. Ryther holds it in at the near point. Under 10 minutes left to go, third period. Anoka maintaining a long time here in the offensive zone. Rung around on the reversal. First to it is Fulstrom.
Like that they're trying to reverse the puck here on this end of the zone, trying to give everybody involved. And that one skates through.
Cade Pitty is a big defenseman. Cleared all the way down. It'll be played there by Rosenau. Ryther back to get it. 9:13 left here in the third period. 3-2 Anoka. With their pass ahead for Drager, tipped into the Princeton zone. Tigers find Patnode. His breakout pass trying to find Ennis. That's intercepted and cleared back in Drager. Along the end wall, tipped. And it'll be Princeton getting set back behind their net. Emmerich rings it around. They find the speedy Seppala. Comes to the blue line, knocked down. Josas got him, knocked him down. Anoka got the puck, but they'll be whistled down here for an icing, and we'll come back and join the senior goaltender, Colin Rosenau, who has been challenged here tonight, but up to the challenge, and right now he's kept his team in the lead here at 3-2.
Yeah, he's had to make some really incredible saves. The only ones he weren't able to stop, I don't know if anybody could stop on the 2 goals that were scored,
Yeah.
but Anoka has really controlled play in this third period. Princeton has not been able to get much time. A lot of shiny ice on this side.
Anoka trying to pull it out of the zone. Princeton holds it in. Thrown in deep. Carter Nelson. Teams battle for it there, including Lane Olsen. Pair of goals here tonight. Trying to get his stick on the puck once again. Trying to create offensively here as the Tigers need a goal here to try and tie it up. Nearing the 8-minute mark. We've passed the midway mark of the third period here already, and Tornadoes will be forced to go back and retrieve.
Princeton's not skating, especially when Olsen gets the puck. It's almost like they want to watch him make a play.
Loud check right in front of us, just in front of the penalty boxes. Then a shot by Lafferty goes wide in the glove side. Shot from way out right side. In on Roth. And then some after whistle stuff here. Officials are going to have to get in and separate them.
That's Carter Nelson coming in and swinging for Princeton after the whistle. And that one's so far away from the net, so it's not like you're protecting your goalie. You're just upset about something, and that's where you got to be careful. You don't want to take another foolish penalty at this stage of the game. Got to be smart. But again, I just think Princeton needs to skate a little more when Olsen's on the ice. I mean, I feel like they're kind of just watching him make plays, and he's boxed in by 3 guys. People need to skate around and get open a little more for him.
Ganucci trying to reach it here for Anoka. Up to Ryther. Roof tied up behind the Princeton net. Anoka picks off the puck, off the steal, and Ganucci's shot wide into the corner. Up to Ryther. Off the stick of Bradelich. Princeton trying to come out with it, but Anoka doing a nice job. Being physical along the glass. Roof, puck comes free, out open, shot, little fluttering puck that goes over the net. Jensen off a deflection, and it flutters up and over, not yet out. Roof holds it in, centers over the right side. Jensen fans on it, cleared by Princeton, no icing.
Those are the scary ones, the ones that flutter up in the air like that. You just wonder if they're going to come down or take a weird bounce.
Ganucci, nice move. He skates in, and it's high over the glove and over the crossbar. Ganucci gets it back to Ryther with a wrist shot that sails high and on its own goes out of play. 6:51 left third period, a one-goal game.
Yeah, one team is skating right now. The Tornadoes are really getting after it, working the puck around. And I think Princeton's doing just trying to get in the way right now, but they're not skating after loose pucks. They're not winning the battle to the 50-50 pucks. Want to see them try to just get going a little bit. And you wonder if they're just a little fatigued or a little gassed here early in the season.
Princeton lost 3-2 in overtime at Waconia on Saturday. That's the score right now. Trying to get the equalizer. Nice move in the left wing, bring it to the forehand. Guess who? Lane Olson. Saved by Rosenau.
See, Olson's out skating, but again, nobody came with him on that one. Olson got the breakout, and he was trying to skate through the defense 1-on-3. You'd like to have somebody to drop that pass off to, get a clean shot.
Or at least somebody to possibly be there for a rebound or also serve as a decoy, where a player of Olson's skill can use that to get the goalie to cheat and then get an opportunity to maybe beat him.
Absolutely.
But he was basically 1-on-0 with under 6.5 left to go in the third period. Princeton picks it up. Senny. He's got Olson with him. They zigzag at the line. Drop pass here off of the poke check. It ends up being Olson. Gets to it at the side of the cage. Olson, no look, backhand centering pass intercepted by Anoka. Backhanded down by Nedlin. And Princeton will start from their zone. Nearing 6 minutes left to go third period. Here's Lane Olson. He has not left the ice. And his shot high and wide. Hits the glass. Rebounds Stokey. Puck there in the corner in the circle. And then down on the ice. He was sitting down on the ice as Brunner, and he's able to clear it through the neutral zone. Brunner's back up. Tips it away. Gives it up. And then it's back out in front. Off a stick and just wide.
Anoka playing a lot of different lines still. You don't see that first line living out there like you're seeing for Princeton.
Lafferty in tight. Good look. Saved by Roth up high. Tigers rebound Stokey, and the referee's arm is up, and I think it's going to be a penalty. It's going to be an interference on Lane Olson.
And Olson's lobbying for it, saying, hey, it was up and I was, you sure I got hit up here or something? But Olson's not loving that. I think he's again trying to say that I got hit in the face. So he's going to be in the box, and now that pressure of finding skaters is going to be really important here for Princeton, not just on this penalty kill, but might be, the first designed sit for Lane Olson all period.
Yeah.
He's been on this ice a lot.
You don't want to say it's a deserved rest, but he has been double shifting and seeing a lot of ice time here in this third period in tight. So another power play here for Anoka. This is their 6th power play of the game. They are 1 of 5. And penalty coming up here on Anoka.
Right,
it's going to be a roughing penalty on that hit up along the glass. So that'll even us up here at 4-on-4.
And you got to be real careful.
Fulstrom.
If you're Anoka. Fulstrom indeed. Yes, Fulstrom, another one of the sophomore, or no, he's a senior. And when Anoka hasn't committed a ton of penalties tonight, but when they have come of inopportune times.
It just got a little bit high, those gloves into the face mask. There's a little bit of a height difference there, too, and that affected that, I think, with Fulstrom. The senior had 3 goals and 5 points a year ago.
A lot of open ice.
Just a 16-second difference. Bearing down coming in is Roof. And had a Tiger on him. Princeton will regroup. 4-on-4. Close game here. Still 3-2. Anything can happen. On the attack is Cook with a shot off the glove of Rosenau. Rebound right back to Cook. Up high, shot wide by Drews. Cullen Drews, senior, at 11 points, 10 assists last year. Stokey, unfortunately for Princeton, their top power play guy, Lane Olson, is in the box here for another minute 5.
Yeah, so who takes over? Who becomes the goal scorer, the shot maker here for the Princeton Tigers? Going to be critical over the next minute.
Connor Stokey is along the end wall. He had 8 goals last year. Helped up the wall to Cullen Drews in the middle, spinning around Cook, ends up wide back to Cook on the near wing. Princeton is 45 seconds away from a power play. It'll only be about 15 seconds of a power play, but a power play nonetheless. From the blue line, Roof fought off with a blocker by Roth into the corner. And in the meantime, we're nearing 4 minutes remaining in this game. In regulation, 3-2 Anoka. Puck tied up in the near side wall. Back to the Tornadoes, just shy of their line. Choses offside. Anoka, they're going to keep playing it. They didn't know it was offside. They'll bring it outside of the line. So we'll be 4-on-4 for another 18 seconds here. In a 3-2 Anoka lead.
Boy, it didn't feel like there was a lot of open ice out there, was it? They were really jammed up on top of each other.
They did a nice job taking away the old time and space.
Princeton going to try to find some offense here. Olsen's going to be back on the ice in 15 seconds. You wonder, even with 18-second power play, if that's going to be enough for them to get something set up.
Yeah, it all depends on where they get and have the puck when he comes out of the box. Pushed ahead by Senny. They get into the offensive zone. They love to be in the offensive zone when their leader comes out. Out in front with a nice little backhand play. That was Senny. Puck come free, and Senny's got it back. And it'll be an offensive zone face-off with Lane Olson back out on the ice here for Princeton. And 11 seconds left to go in a shortened power play for the Tigers.
So that'll be something that Ted Machulis will certainly talk about at the end of this game is that, we got a lot of power play opportunities, only cashed in once. And on 2 power plays, we gave up a power play 15 seconds in for a 4-on-4.
Brady Cook taking the draw against Brunner. Cook wins it clean. Back to the near side and a one-time slapper that kind of ballooned a little bit on Stokey off of the edge of the blocker of Rosenau and cleared by Anoka. That'll do it for the penalty. Fulstrom's out of the box. Both teams at full strength. Still 3-2 Anoka. 3 minutes left in regulation. Zigzagging his way through is Stokey across the line. Bouncing up for Patno towards the net. Block kicked around. We'll keep an eye on the other end here as we get closer to 2 minutes and less left in the game. See when the Tigers will want to pull Cole Roth, their goaltender. Machulis has it. He has 2 goals here tonight. Lane Olson has 2 goals for Princeton. He has the puck on his stick. Skates in, and a defender got a stick on it, forced the puck wide into the corner.
That's all you want to do if you're Anoka. Get into passing lanes.
Here's Senny trying to center. Ends up on the goaltender and off him. Picked up Anoka, but not yet out. Now carried out Lafferty. Lafferty's got a 2-on-2 with Brunner. Lafferty's going to take it himself. Tried to drag it through and dangle through some defenders. Lost the handle back in the near corner. And now Olson tries to do the same to free up the puck. He and Lafferty going after it. And going down was Olson. Lafferty now goes to the bench. Anoka trying to short shift here as well. Get nice short shifts. There's a backhand score! Backhand wraparound. Was it Carson Nedlund?
Certainly was the one who took the shot. Not sure if there was a deflection, but Nedlund took the shot.
He tried to lift it, and I don't know if he got any air underneath it. I think it hugged the ice, but he still beat the goaltender as a goalie thought it was going up high. But now 4-2 Anoka.
And those rebound opportunities that we talked about early in the period starting to rear their head there for Roth, because it looked like he did get a piece of it at first. And if we can take another look, we'll see here as he wrapped it around. Might have just, off a deflection, looked like it just squirted through there. And now a timeout taken. Take another look at it from this angle. Yeah, just a little softy. It kind of went right underneath
that's
the
why
pads.
Goalie Roth, because, the way he was loading up in the backhand, he was coming around. He wanted to lift that puck. He wanted to hoist that over the goalie, and it ended up keeping it on the ice, and it snuck through. Makes it 4-2 with a timeout now. Princeton calling the timeout here, the upcoming games for our teams.
Yeah, we talked about how Anoka is going to be on the road a ton in December, all December long. There's a tournament mixed in there as well, but they host Bloomington Jefferson on Saturday, but then it's St. Cloud, Northern Edge, Totino Grace, at Tartan. So they are busy, and they are road warriors, as Coach Machulis said in his comments, and his guys have to embrace it. They're going to certainly be mentally tough early on.
That's how you build character.
Absolutely. Princeton, as you mentioned, hosting Thief River Falls coming up, but then they're on the road for a little bit, up with Cloquet and Northern Edge, before hosting Cambridge Isanti.
Probably should mention one thing in high school hockey. Mike Randolph last night, the longtime head coach at Duluth East for 32 years, 3 seasons at St. Thomas Academy. He won last night. He's coaching Northern Lakes, which is Pequot Lakes, Crosby, Ironton, Aiken, Pine River, Bacchus. He won his 708th game, becoming the all-time leading winning high school boys hockey coach in the state of Minnesota, Mike Randolph.
My goodness.
Surpassing Lauren Grasso, the Rochester Mayo coach. Grasso coached only at Mayo for like 40 years and had 707 wins. But now Mike Randolph with 708, the all-time leader. Meanwhile, I've got 1:25 left.
It's a lot of cold nights in hockey rinks.
Certainly is. Tigers need one. Stokey, there goes the goalie. Roth off the ice to the bench. As Stokey took a shot off the glove of Rosenau and then whistled down, and will come back to the way the faceoff in the Anoka zone with 1:10 left to go. Rosenau and Anoka trying to hold on here. Up now by 2, 4-2 after that Nedlin goal with 15:06.
And for a team that won 4 games last year, you take all these games.
Yes.
They are very valuable. Any win you can get, especially early in the season, to build some confidence would be really big for this Tornado team.
Tornadoes trying to surpass last year's win total. The Tigers score. Lane Olson may have gotten a stick on that, as the shot was originated by Patnode, and it is going to be Lane Olson, and he's got himself a hat trick, and this is back to a 1-goal game.
Yeah, just like that. You pull the goalie, you go 6-on-5, you get a shot on goal. And again, we talk about just getting shots on goal. Such an advantage, because you never know if you're going to get a rebound or a little greasy follow-up, something like that. Olson that time gets in front of the net, deflects this shot, and they get the big goal there to pull back within 1. This is going to be a crucial minute.
There you see Olson right there to put it in. Hat trick for Olson. Back to a 1-goal game. It's 4-3. Patnode will get an assist on that. And the Tigers have pulled their goaltender, so that was an extra attacker goal, 6-on-5, and they go back 6-on-5 here with the empty net. At the side of the net. Now back behind the net. 40 seconds left. Princeton with a puck in the offensive zone. Held in there by Senny. Out in front is Olson. Bid for number 4. And off of Anoka leg, not yet out. After it there is Ryther. Olson ends up with it. Olson to the dot. Here's his shot. He got a pretty good look. And it's off of Rosenau and out of play. 27 seconds left to go. Princeton certainly pushing here for the equalizer.
Maybe this is the most crucial face-off of the game coming up. Anoka needs to win this thing and ring it out of the zone. Something. They got to get it to the other side and force Princeton to go back and reset.
Olson has scored all 3 goals here for Princeton. Up high with a shot glove by Rosenau. Senny wristed it, and it was down close to the ice. Scooped by Rosenau. Now 23 seconds left. Face off to his right.
And this is where you do take care of it. Rosenau's going to glove every chance he gets and freeze it any chance he gets.
Puck tangled off of the draw. Anoka up but not out. Patnode holds it in towards the net. Another deflection out of play. Face-off remains in the Anoka zone. Now 15 seconds left in regulation.
This is where you got to jump in front of every loose puck. Got to get in every passing lane. If you're the Tornadoes, all you can do here is all you can do.
Battle for that puck, trying to push it free. Brody Koch, it's in the corner. 10 seconds left to go. Anoka just trying to trap it in the corner. Comes free, and it's going to sneak out of the zone. Patnode back, but just 3 seconds left. And here comes the horn, and Anoka holds on. A tight game here tonight. Princeton kept coming back. Down 2-0, then down 4-2. They cut it to 4-3. But the Tornadoes swarm their goaltender, Rosenau, and they get a win in their season opener.
That's not a look of a team that is just acting like they've been here. That's a big win, right? That's a lot of emotion in that win for the Tornadoes and for Coach Machulis. Those boys needed that. Get off to a good start, put a win in the win column early, gives you a lot of positive vibes as you move forward to start this season. That was a big one for the Anoka Tornadoes.
Final in this one, 4-3. Goal scorers for Anoka. Lafferty, Machulis had 2, and then Nedlin, and of course Olson had all 3 for Princeton. An early season hat trick for last year's leading goal scorer for the Princeton Tigers. As they fall to 0-2, Anoka goes to 1-0. Tornadoes host Bloomington Jefferson on Saturday right here at 7 o'clock. And meanwhile, for Princeton, they host Thief River Falls, the Prowlers, Friday, 5 o'clock at the Princeton Arena up in Princeton. Final thoughts on the game tonight, Tim?
Well, like I said, it's a big win for Anoka. Get off to a really good start, especially getting some of those young sophomores getting that big varsity ice time. I thought those sophomores played great tonight. And, of course, your senior leaders, Teddy Machula's 2 goals. You get a big performance from your goaltender, Rosenau. It's what you're looking for. That's going to be the recipe for success for Anoka.
Good, close, competitive game here tonight at the Anoka Ice Arena, won by Anoka. For everybody here, our entire QCTV crew out in the truck here in the arena. For Tim Anderson, I'm Jim Erickson. Again, your final here tonight in the season opener on their home ice here for the Anoka Tornadoes. They defeat the Princeton Tigers by a score of 4-3. You've been watching high school boys hockey on QCTV Sports.